The coronavirus has the nation's colleges and universities in financial crisis. In fact, as the schools need their students and the students need their schools. And one big question unanswered is what will happen come fall? Terry Hartle with the American Council for Education says the coronavirus will determine when colleges and universities can reopen. All colleges and universities want to open normally, but no colleges know if they can. Dr. David Zemansky is the president of UNF, and he joins me here on the morning show via Zoom. Welcome, Dr. Zemansky. Appreciate your time. So I want to start with what impact this pandemic has had on UNF.
You know, I think the impact is there's obviously some disruption that goes on, but now we have people learning new skills. Our faculty have been phenomenal in terms of learning how to teach online, and our support staff has been right there with them. And now we have students who are learning how to learn online if they haven't taken online courses before. And as you know, it's filtered down through all the different levels. So this is going to become a new norm for us, and it gives us a whole new set of skill sets, to be honest with you.
Yeah, we did a story just a little while ago about, the fact that you've made some personal sacrifices to make sure that, some of the students, have what they need. If social distancing requires colleges to keep students home for another semester, will that fallout force us to remake America's higher education system?
You know, I'm not sure if it's going to require us to remake the whole system. I think we're going to find, just like the rest of other sectors, it's going to be impacting certain parts of the country more than others. I think we're very fortunate here in Jacksonville, which will have an opportunity to really consider opening up in the fall. We don't know at this point in time. Obviously, you described everything really well in your intro, but we have the opportunity to think about how we're going to open, how we're going to conduct classes, what's it going to look like, and maybe even in terms of the menu of offerings that we offer for students in terms of options of how they want to learn.
There are financial realities for the schools and for the students. There was an article in USA Today, and ironically, they started off quoting a UNF student. And basically, the tenor of the interview was, look, I'm growing weary of the total online experience, but I'm paying the same online tuition. And, his sentiment was echoed throughout the course of that article. How do you respond to the students about that?
What we're doing, and we're obviously putting together more and more funds to help students financially. We'll have put together another package of about $5 million just for the summer alone in terms of help with finances. There'll be scholarships, there's emergency funds. It's a change for some of the students. Some students will learn better in a classroom than they might online, but at the same time, they've had to transition. So we've given rebates for housing, meals, but we're also working and making sure that we're reducing student fees. And even this summer, where we normally charge and across the system charge an online fee because it isn't cheaper to do online when you're in an academic institution, we've waived that fee for courses that have traditionally not been online at our institution. So we're working really, really hard to reduce the cost of education and being really sensitive to the hardships that our students are going through and their families.
And money aside, we're all dealing with social distancing, and we're not built for that. We are social creatures, and these students, college students, elementary, middle school, high school students, they're finding there's a lack of motivation because they're not surrounded by their friends, they're not surrounded by their peers. For the college students, they don't have their professors, and they don't have the same motivation. What kind of charge do you have to them to find the wherewithal they need to get through this?
We have we have alternative services available to them, but really what we're trying to do is build a sense of community. We have a trivia game that had 1,000 people participated in it the other week because we're trying to get people to connect. We're getting our student services people to connect. As I'm talking to professors are doing things that they haven't done before online to also create that sense of community. So it's no longer we teach and we go home kind of thing because they're at home, but they're also forming these other communities in between their class sessions so that students can gather. So if one student has a question, every student's invited. So we're working hard to think about new ways to make sure that people are connecting. We're also making sure that we're reaching out to our students to making sure that they're okay. And it literally is the questions, are you doing okay? What can we do for you? So we're really concerned about that. Everybody wants to get back together. We're going to create these virtual communities, and we're working really hard to do that.
Do you ever think as a parent and as a teacher, we'd be telling our kids to spend more time on social media?
No, not really. It's usually the opposite, right? So now it's a welcome distraction. So everybody needs it, as we all are doing right today. So it's a new way to connect. And we're learning how to do it, though. We're learning how to meet strangers online. We're learning how to do interviews. We're learning how to teach. We're learning how to conduct business online. So it's a new day. But, we're just going to be a better skilled set of individuals moving forward. So that's the positive part that comes out.
Positive attitude. It's a must these days. Dr. Zemansky, UNF president, thanks for your time. Have a great day.
Always a pleasure, Bruce. Thanks for all you're doing. You're doing a wonderful job. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.